Rick Shearer. Hey, I've got VJ Devine here. He is a real estate agent out of the Boston market. I've also got his loan officer, who is actually a dear friend of mine, childhood friends. Jeremy Devaney is also on the call. Listen, the reason why I asked VJ to be on the call today is he posted some content in the ambassador page, partners page. I just said, hey, can you guys get on and elaborate a little bit more on the question? So what I'm going to do is, VJ, if you could just, share your question here, and I'm going to do my best to answer it. Got a couple questions for you after that as well. But yeah, tell me about, the question that you had.
Yeah. So one of the things I was struggling with early on when we first got the books in was kind of how to maintain their value. A lot of the meetings I was getting, right after the new year, it's a bunch of kind of cold leads, a few referrals. And anytime I sat down with those buyers, it was right when I got the books. I was super excited to have them. I sat down and just immediately, showed the book off. And a few of those meetings, those people had no business receiving that book. But I was just so excited by it that, without any follow-up meeting scheduled, without any real commitment to work together, I was shoving this thing at them and just letting them walk away with it. Only to find out, these guys, they're not real. They're probably not committed at this point. So that was something I struggled with, the first couple weeks of having the books.
I love you said it. So actually in your Facebook page, you said you feel like Oprah saying, you get a playbook, you get a playbook, you get a playbook. And,
exactly.
And again, I can see the ability to do that and the excitement that you get. And you think that the playbook is just going to do really your job as far as wrapping them up, right? Yeah. Like you're going to tie them up with this playbook. And so, hey, I love the question because we see this all the time. I've brought real estate agents on that literally, called me. We ordered the books, 20 books. And that weekend they called, hey, great news. I'm out of the books.
Yeah.
What'd you do with the books?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I had 20 people at my open house,
Yeah, exactly.
So we call it timeout, right? Because I think what everybody listening on this call, I can almost guarantee you there's no one in your marketplace or very few people in your marketplace that has what you have.
Yeah.
And in two parts, right? Has 60 pages of pure content around how to go from pre-approval to post-closing and everything in between for your market, Boston, California, Texas, whatever that market may be, right? So know that you're not, you've got something special here.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you, So, and the second part, and in my opinion, even the most valuable part, is the back of the book, all of those people that you vetted and that are like rock stars in their professions that you're going to refer.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, there's a couple of my real estate agents. I would say the majority of my real estate agents work on buyer contracts. And I'm not here to debate if it's good, bad, or indifferent, or, or try to convince people of such. But I will tell you, though, when you are confident enough to get a buyer contract signed, that's how they get the playbook.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yeah, this costs me a lot of money. This isn't a pamphlet. This isn't a flyer.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a ton of value here. Open house conversions. A lot of my real estate partners, and again, as this playbook starts to make it across the country, I'm hearing this all the time, that people are putting this up in their open house saying, ask me how to get one of these if you're not being represented.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like, hey, here, take it with you. It's, hey, how do I get one of these, VJ? Like it's you meeting me at my office next week, sitting down for a 35-minute, 40-minute consultation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through this whole process from soup to nuts. Yeah. And listen, this process is nerve-wracking. And when you're one of my clients, it just doesn't happen.
Right.
Like take the stress. Like there's no stress when you're working with me.
Yeah.
And that's because I've invested in this tool, but also I'm here for you.
Right.
And we're going to go through the whole book from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And it's going to be your Bible. It's going to be your workbook. It's something you're going to bring on all your showings. You're going to bring this into the closing. You're going to put all of your things in the back, and my whole network is in the back. So if you sign a buyer contract, if you're committed to me and I'm committed to you, like, just know that you don't have any worries,
Yeah.
And when you get to a point that, and believe it, because you should, that, man, you bring power to the meeting,
Yeah.
And you can really show leadership and how you're going to lead them through the process.
Yeah. Part of the problem I was having, and I think I have the system down now a little bit better, where I kind of reference the book throughout the meeting. We go over a few pages. I love the page that has the one page that just covers the process from offer to closing.
Yep.
Yeah. That page, the pre-paid page, and then showing them the back of the book are like the three go-to moves for me in the playbook.
Yeah.
But to counter it, I'm so used to having my own kind of buyer's binder that I bring, and I do allow, that one is just, some brochures and some print offs.
Yeah.
That walking away, I always feel like I'm supposed to give them something. So now I have a combination of like 4 forms. One is just why I work by referral. One is how do you save for a down payment. One is just another 1-pager of a process. And one is a contract. And if we don't sign the contract there, at least I feel like I'm giving them something tangible. Most of it's really good information, and they can walk with that. But if they want the book, then you need to come back and see me again.
Yeah, bring back that contract.
Yeah.
And it's good that you don't go through the whole thing, right? So
Right.
when I said go through the book, I love that you're picking the highlighted pages.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, hey, I'm going to put this over here.
Exactly.
And when we're game to work with each other, this is going to be your whole roadmap.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, do you have anything that you want to add here?
And Jeremy's still on.
Like, peace.
You there? You guys there? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Little tech difficulty. Actually, DJ, I was curious. We haven't really talked about it before, but you mentioned the contract. How often are you signing buyer's agency?
I typically don't go straight for them. In my business, I probably use them like 10% of the time, to be honest. Only because, and I explain it to them. Sometimes I'll present them the contract and it's like a no-brainer. They can sign it right there. But the way I present it is so loose that it's like, look, I almost show it to them just because it's good practice. And in the same breath, tell them that I don't work off of this contract. Like, I hopefully we won't even need to look twice at this thing.
Sure.
This just protects me as your agent. But, my value is going to come outside of this piece of paper. If you feel at any point that I'm not doing my job, I don't want you to think that you need to rip up some contract. It's not how I operate. In the same token, right. I'm not going to expect that if you don't sign this, that if you telling me we're going to work together, like that's as good as the contract to me. So
right. Sure.
I leave it to them. Sometimes they'll sign it. I've probably only really gotten burned twice, and it was to off-market deals. It's not like they walk away and then go work with another agent. And those off-market deals, I probably wouldn't have, charged them a 2.5% anyway. So
yeah,
I don't use them.
You have tremendous pull-through, and I rarely see you even wavering with clients.
Yeah. It's funny though, when I, speak with newer agents, I always push it and tell them that they should get them. But for some reason, it kind of just works for me.
Well, yeah. Hey, like I said, I'm not gonna, kind of convince anybody to do one or the other. But I love the fact that you understand that there's significant power in this. One, because you're probably one of the only ones in the marketplace that have it.
Right.
And we had someone on the last real estate agent loan officer call and he said he gave it to a first-time home buyer that had questions up the kazoo. It's like, he's like, here, take this.
Right, exactly.
And they came back and they're like, yeah, we're good. Like we're straight now.
I know.
So, and I was doing a training with 5 agents this morning, and, I just reiterated the fact that like real estate agents should be using this in their vocabulary. Like, all right, hey, we're going to see 123 Main Street in Marshfield. Hey, make sure you grab your playbook, bring it with you. Guys, also remember in the playbook, there's a form that you can
feedback form.
copies of, which allows the clients to go through and rate the property. Like,
Right. Yeah.
get a couple of those copied off and let's go and do it. Before we wrap up, you're quite frankly, you're crushing it with getting the vendors in the back of the book. When we jumped on this call, you let me know you had an event last night. I want you just to kind of share the event that you had and what did that do for you in the Playbook?
Yeah, for sure. So typically like twice a year, I'll host a business mixer and just get all my preferred vendors out. And I actually open it up for them to invite, some other quality folks that they think would just be a good intro. So we do it. It's usually like 15, 20 people or so. Yesterday it was 30 people confirmed and then 12 showed. So a little bit of a letdown, but it was 12.
Well, hold on though. We're in New England. There was a little snow in the forecast.
Yeah.
Everybody was freaking out. So it has no reflection on what you were putting on. It was people with apparently no snow tires on their car.
Yeah, exactly. But it was awesome. A few of the people I've already sat down and gone over the playbook with them and, collected their business cards. And there were a few people that I've been trying to, schedule time to grab coffee. So just a good way to kind of kill two birds with one stone, multiple birds with one stone. I made sure that I took it like to each person. I didn't just leave it on the table and let people kind of look at it. I went up to everyone one by one. If they were already in the book, I showed them their placement and they were all excited as if they've never seen the book before. And then everyone else who hadn't seen it yet, but I had explained it to them, I kind of just was able to show them exactly what I was talking about and why I was so excited about it, where their placement's going to be and blah, blah, blah. So everyone who saw it was really excited about it.
We call that a cattle call, right? You say, hey, some drinks over here. You get everybody in a room. And, and two, I just want to, just to kind of, and again, I don't know the context behind this, but I just want to throw it out there for people that are thinking about doing this. You also want to make sure there's an alignment there, though. We talked about moving relations from casual to committed. We want to make sure, and again, I don't know if you've done that or if you've set that precedence, but the whole reason for people being in your book is a reciprocal relationship. Right. And so you want to make sure that everybody knows that, boom, like you're in the book and we're committed to doing business with each other.
Right.
Right. So if you don't have the ability to have that conversation in an atmosphere like that, what I might recommend is let them see it. Let them see the book. Hey, if this is something, let's grab coffee. Right. And then you start going tactical. Right.
Yeah. There was one guy who, in our training module section, we have like the lists of vendors to go after. So anyone that I didn't have, I just threw it out to the group and said, hey, if anybody knows one of these people in this profession, bring them out. And a personal chef was one of them. And my CPA, actually, one of his clients was a personal chef. So he came out and we hit it off. I mean, seems like a great guy. I'm going to hopefully learn more about his business. But exactly like you said, on Monday, we're going to go grab coffee and, see where this thing can go. So,
yeah, one idea you might have there, and I have a friend who's a personal chef. He's actually in my playbook. And what we worked out is as a closing gift, he goes in and cooks their first meal, right? Once they get settled in, it's an experience, right? Now, how many people get a personal chef? Right. And, listen, he charges me half price because it's a way to get him in, and maybe he does it at special occasions, or maybe he's going to do 2 meals a week or a month or whatever. I'll tell you, when I go on business travel and, I had really 2 weeks in a row, I was gone for a bunch of days. I had him sending meals over to the house, right, to calm things down. Yeah. So, having a personal chef in your back pocket is actually great. So, might be something that you and Jeremy, get together and spend a couple bucks and create that experience. And they post it on Facebook and, it just keeps happening.
Yeah. That's a good
Rick,
idea.
if I can jump in just for a second, one of the things I love about the event idea and bringing your business partners out, putting the playbook in their hands and showing them that placement is when you think about a lot of other systems out there, when you turn to your preferred partners, a lot of times agents are asking them to pay for placement. In this case, Victor's able to show these guys, this is where you are and I'm putting you in the hands of every single one of my buyers, whether it's 25, whether it's 50, whether it's 100 leads that Victor touches this year, you know, he's going to put their business card into his client's hands. And this is what it looks like when I do it. This is how it's going to be. And it's no cost to you. Your value is that you're putting it in their hands, and their value is every time they think of real estate, they think of VJ.
Right. For sure.
Well, guys, listen, I value your time, and, you know, go ahead, VJ.
Yeah, one more question.
Yeah.
What do you guys do when you get these awkward sized business cards? Because it's happened to me twice now, where I get like this tiny little thing or like this like double sized business card, and I'm like, guys, this doesn't fit in my book. What is it?
Yeah, it's called Scotch tape, buddy. Oh. I don't know. Listen, we've designed that book 6 times a Sunday. I can't.
All right.
But listen, VJ, listen, you, I can already tell, man, that you are going to be a leader for our real estate partners in this community. And so, first of all, man, you get it. I love it. You're an awesome partner to Jeremy. And I just want to acknowledge Jeremy, man, for making the investment. You know, there was an investment to be part of Aspire, as everybody knows, and Jeremy did it and is there to support VJ and what he's up to, and you know, that's a true partnership. So hats off to you, Jeremy, and VJ, keep killing it, man. And would love to maybe have you on a realtor loan officer call in the next couple of months and just kind of share your wisdom. I love what you're up to.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate the leadership, Rick. Thanks always for the support.
All right, guys. Have a great day. I see ya.
Take care.